Just a couple more little things. I'll tell you, I was talking about being sick, and I remember one time I had a stomach flu. It's the worst thing that ever happened to me. I don't know if you've ever had a stomach flu where your stomach just felt like knives, and I was just laying in bed like, and my wife's like, fuck you. And I had to amp up how sick I am to get any sympathy. I was like, I think this is serious. I might have internal bleeding right now. I actually said that. And she's like, well, then go to the hospital. That's how much she loves me. Just then go to the hospital. If you're that sick, go to the hospital. Otherwise, get the fuck up and help me with the kids. So I went to the hospital. This is a true story. I drove myself to the hospital on the whole way there. I'm like, I hope I have cancer. I want cancer so I can shove it up her ass. Please give me cancer. I get to the hospital, and then I feel stupid. They're like, what's wrong? I'm like, I have a stomach ache. And they go, well, just come see the doctor. So I see the doctor, and she goes, how bad is the pain between 1 and 10? I'm like, fucking 10. Who doesn't say 10? Who goes like, you know what, 3, I'm fine, I'll go home. 10, I want drugs. I ran out of the Percocet I stole from my wife when she had the first baby. I need new drugs. So the doctor goes, well, that's really bad. You must have really violent spasms. So she gave me opiate suppositories, which is really a huge dilemma. Because I like opium. Who doesn't? It's perfect. But you have to put it in your own asshole. And I'm not a person that can just pop shit in my ass. I just can't do it. I wanted to like hire a dude to just grab me and shove it in my ass like when I wouldn't know when it would happen. Because I just freaked out. Like I'm in my bathroom with my pants down and I have this little thing and they're designed to go nicely into a person's asshole. There's a whole lab where they're testing a bunch of some dude starts with something like this. Oh no, that's far too big. Well, this one, that has spikes. Why'd you do that? That's no good. Oh, that's nice. So that's the one I got. And I just have it pressed against gently my asshole, just touching it. And I'm having an anxiety attack. Just sweat pouring off my head. I'm like, fuck. Shit. Dude, just fucking do it. Come on. Don't be a faggot. Just shove it up your ass. Come on. Finally, I cram one in there. And holy shit, is that the greatest moment of my entire life. Because it's pure opiate pleasure that begins at your asshole. And it spreads from there, and it feels like your asshole is feeding you happiness. And you feel it melt, and you're like, oh, fuck, that's really good. Oh, shit, yeah. Okay, more things in my asshole, please. Yes, more things in my asshole forever. Oh, somebody just dip your dick in morphine and fuck me right now, please. I'm curious about God. I'm curious about his life. I'm curious about God's existence. What's that like to be God? You know, we don't know anything about him. I think one reason people don't believe in him because we don't have a sense of God. Because it doesn't say anything anymore. He used to talk all the time. He used to go up to people on the street. Hey, writing on the rocks. Look at that! Do it! And it was confused. Everybody's like, oh, okay, trying to figure it out. And then for 2,000 years, he just, nothing, says nothing. And everybody's fighting. He could clear a lot of shit up with a 5-minute press conference. If God spoke for 5 minutes, he'd solve a lot of problems. He'd just show up, all right, everybody, yeah, I'm the Lord, okay. Real quick. First of all, Mormons just, no. What is that? Just go home. Also, Jews with the little things, what the fuck, I don't know. Put a hat on or don't. Nobody gives a shit. This is weird. I hate these. I hate them. I send everybody with one of those to hell every day. I do. It's just my thing. Just so you know. Do what you want, but that's where you're going. Now you know. Also, I don't care who you fuck. I don't care. It never mattered. It was Adam and Eve and Steve. They were all fucking each other. I was jerking off to it. It was a great time. So it's not an issue for me. I don't know why it is for you. Have fun and use all the holes. That's what I say. Also, you're supposed to fuck the animals. That's why I made them. Why are you not fucking the animals? There's only like 30,000 of you fucking the animals. What are the rest of you? You're eating them? That's disgusting. What is wrong with you? How could you eat a perfectly fuckable pig? Saith the Lord. I mean, what am I capable of? I'd like to think that I'm a nice person, but I don't know, man. A lot of it is context. There's a lot of things I wonder if the world was different. Like if murder was legal, I might have killed a few people. I don't know. I'd love to think, oh, I would never do that. But we really need the law against murder. For one simple reason. The law against murder is the number one thing preventing murder. We'd like to think it's because, like, oh, I would never do that. No, it's because it really sucks getting caught murdering. A lot. If murder was legal, or just a misdemeanor, like you get a thing in the mail, oh shit, they had a camera there. Oh, well. If murder was legal, there would be so much murder. Regular people would murder. Murderers would murder even more. And then really nice, sweet people would murder a few people. But nobody would murder no people. You wouldn't trust somebody who didn't murder. If murder was legal, you wouldn't like them. I never killed anybody. Okay, nice meeting you. Ugh. What a creep. I mean, not even a hooker. Live a life. What's wrong with that guy? He's like a Mormon or some shit. I hate those guys. I think he's nice. Shut up, Janet. It would just... If murder was legal, there would be a lot of murder. Children would behave very differently. Because mostly parents would be murdering their own kids. That's mostly what would happen if murder was legal. You'd be, you go to a mall, there'd be like 8 different moms in the mall just, I told you to stop it! You didn't listen to me! You'd be stepping over dead kids. It would be like a new problem. You have to clean up your kids when you kill them, because it's gross. It's bad for the environment. If you murder your child in a public place, please use one of the red bags that are in the dispensers every 3 feet of America. Put your murdered child in the red bag with a logo of a murdered kid on it, next to the other logo that tells you not to let your alive kid play with a plastic bag because they might suffocate. In which case you could just leave them in the bag. That is a whole bunch of horrible thoughts right in a row. Right in a row. That is a compressed area of bad thought. I don't know. I like getting older, though. Life is an education, and if you're older, you're smarter. I just believe that. If you're in an argument with somebody and they're older than you should listen to them. It doesn't mean they're right. It means that even if they're wrong, their wrongness is rooted in more information than you have. They've been here longer. If you're older, you're smarter. How many people here by applause are 45 or older? 45 or older, applaud. Okay? That's about 60 people out of 2,400. Here's the interesting thing. There's way more. I can see you. There's so many more. This is Arizona. There are way more people in that demographic, but they didn't clap. Why? Because they're smart. They're sitting in the dark going, I don't have to clap. I don't have to do anything. They're not doing it. And they're right. You know why? Because never identify yourself. Never. Are you crazy? You don't know why I'm asking.
How do you know when okay, burn them all. Burn everybody over 45. How do you know I'm not going to do that? How many people here by applause are 40 or younger? 40 or younger, applaud. That's every time. Woo! Woo! Every time. That is a weird thing to celebrate in a room where you're not the only people here. That's like going to a cancer ward. Not me. Woo! I don't have it. I don't have it. If you're older, you're smarter. A 55-year-old garbage man is a million times smarter than a 28-year-old with 3 PhDs. Especially smarter than him. Because this idiot has been thinking about 3 things for like 15 years. He's worthless. The garbage man is 55. He's had some experience. Things have happened to him. He went to Cape Cod one summer. He saw a dead guy floating in the motel pool. He took a bus to Montreal. He got a hand job at a fair from a miner. I mean a miner. Not a minor, a miner. You understand? A miner. A grown man who works in a mine with dirty hands jacked him off at a county fair. That's what I'm saying happened to the 55-year-old. You see? He's had some experience. He knows more. More has happened to him. He's seen more. He's seen history. He's witnessed history, even if it's not ancient history. He saw Nixon resign on live television. Me and those few people that clapped, we saw the President of America cry and then quit being the president. That shit was crazy. Because none of us knew what was going to happen next. Today, people are like, the president's kind of disappointing. Really? Our president wept like an insane person and then got in a helicopter and flew away. And the whole nation just watched him go. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Nice to, all right. Nice to see you all. Thanks for coming. I've been thinking about you all day. How was your last couple of years? How was 2018 and 19 for you guys? Anybody else get in global amounts of trouble? Anybody else? Fuck. That was crazy. Man, I was in a lot of trouble. Wait till they see those pictures of me in blackface. That's gonna make it a lot worse.
because there's a lot of those. There's thousands of pictures of me in blackface. I can't stop doing it. I like it. I like how it feels. Fuck, man, that was... You know what? I learned a lot. I learned how to eat alone in a restaurant with people giving me the finger from across the room. When you get in trouble, you learn who your real friends are. It's true. People like saying that like that's a good thing. Who the fuck wants to know who their real friends are? You don't want to know that, believe me. You don't want to know. It's never who you want it to be. It's not your cool friends, and it's not your fun friends. It's your real friends. I'm here for you. I fucking know that. I have this friend, she's the best person I know, but I sometimes want to punch her in the face because she's so nice. Because I'm not a good person. Like, I'll tell her something I'm having problems with, and she'll say, I'm gonna pray on that for you. I have a feeling when she prays, God's like, ugh. Fuck. This one makes me want to get out of the business. I had a dream the other night. I had a dream that I was a little Japanese girl. I did. I'm not usually somebody else in my dream, but in this dream I was way not me. I was a little 7-year-old Japanese girl. And I remember I was like walking around and I was scared because there's these guys with swords and they're cutting the heads off of children. And I was like,
oh, scared. Oh, it's a man with a sword.
I mean, I can't help, it's a dream. I can't help. I dream in black and white and stereotypes. I can't help it.
Oh, I'm so scared.
And the guys with the swords are like, whoa, whoa, and they're cutting the heads off of children. I was like, oh. But also, they have these chocolate coconut donuts. And they're eating them. Whoa, whoa. And I was like, oh. But also I was like, oh, I want one of those fucking donuts. Like the real, I wanted to really ask them for a donut. But I was scared of have my head cut off. So I guess it just means be yourself. I think that's what the dream meant. That's as much as I could figure out about it. I was talking to my friend the other day about Jesus Christ. And I don't remember why, but I happened to mention that Jesus was Jewish. And my friend said, he was? And I said, yeah, Jesus was Jewish. And he said, I don't think so. And I said, that's okay. It already all happened. Doesn't matter what you think. But he argued with me. He was like, dude, Jesus couldn't be Jewish. Think about it. I'm like, you fucking think about it, you idiot. What was he then? Was he Presbyterian? What was he? Catholic? Okay, Jesus was Catholic. And he had a gold chain with a cross. And when they nailed him up, he was like, oh, that's why we have those. That finally makes sense. I didn't even know. Oh, fuck, that's me. I'm the little guy on it. Every religion has a strange story or a rule that doesn't make sense to me. You know, like every time there's a terrorist act, they always tell you on the news about how they believe they're all going to heaven, and every guy who does a jihad thing, and he gets 72 virgins. That's right. That's the story always. 72 virgins. Which, first of all, who are those women? Who are the 72 virgins? Does God have to kill 72 nice girls? All right, ladies. The good news is you're going to heaven. The weird news. Or does God just make them fresh like farm-raised salmon? He just whips up 72 women. All right, nobody fuck these. I'm saving them for that guy. It's a weird concept. You get your own 72 virgins for all eternity. First of all, they're only virgins when you first get them. Once you start fucking them, it's over. After a week, he's like, I only have 3 left. And 69 whores. That has to be one of the more confusing moments in God's life, when he's handing off 72 virgins to some guy who just blew up a bus in Tel Aviv. And he's like, all right, what the fuck am I doing? I don't even know anymore. I need a drink.
Yeah. I also had a house break-in. This is a true story, right? Me and another comic called Steve Hughes were sitting at home, and I kid you not, this is what happened. 2 guys came through the window, one with a hammer, one with a machete. If you look at the side of my head, I got like a scar there.
Yeah.
They cut my head, right? They tied us up and all that type of stuff. Then they drove off out of my house, and they got caught speeding in my car before we had ever made the call or whatever, right? They're now serving 12 years in prison for grievous bodily harm, aggravated burglary, attempted rape, and possession of...
Wait. You can't gloss over that. You can't just have that as part of your list.
I forgot to mention my girlfriend was in the house. If I can't say the N-word on radio, I thought I couldn't get away with getting into graphic details about that.
Listen to us, it's like, oh, it's your girlfriend. All right, that's not interesting. That's not interesting. We thought you got raped.
His roommate or something.
Right?
Why attempted? Was he nervous or what?
No, because they left before and they held the knife to her throat, and the cops just want to put it. They also got him for possession of drugs, right? Which was brilliant because they were my drugs, right?
They stole your drugs.
They stole like a little bag of weed and a gram of coke that my flatmate had, right? And the cops are questioning us, and they go, Mr. Jeffries, one last thing, do you know anything about those drugs?
Oh yeah, you're going to admit to that in a second.
And I went, no, I don't know anything about them. And the cop goes, funny, your fingerprints are all over them. And I went, they made me touch it.
That's the attempted rape.
That's probably how they got caught. They're like,
what's that, sorry?
He knew, but he just let it go.
The cops were laughing about it afterwards, right? And these 2 blokes got 12 years, man. That's a long sentence. And the thing is, when they broke into our house, they thought we were drug dealers, me and me other mate, the other comic. They thought we were drug dealers because, well, I have the lifestyle of a drug dealer. I never seem to go to work. I drive a nice car. If someone knocks on the door at 3 PM, I'll answer in my underwear, eating a bowl of cereal.
That's drug
you know what I mean? That's drug dealer behaviour, right?
Or comedian.
Comedian. And they just assume, and they came in. And when they were tying me up, I thought they were going to tie everyone else up in the house, right? So I acted like they were doing it a bit tight on my wrist so that when everyone else was tied up, I could break free and do some of my ninja moves, right? But that turned out they only tied me up and kept me hostage.
You know, when they got pulled over, that's probably how they got caught, was the drugs, because they got pulled over and it's just speeding. It's just, okay, and then we're going to search the car. Oh, there's drugs here. Those aren't mine. Whose are they? They belong to the guy who I just tied up and tried to rape his girlfriend. Oops.
Yeah, they went for a big high-speed chase. There's at one stage during the break, I can speak about this now, the court case over, right? One stage during the case, right, I'm on the ground tied up and my head's been cut and my other flatmate's laying on the ground, my girlfriend's laying under the duvet in the bed. The nicer one out of the 2 blokes, right, good guy, right, he walks over to like the chest of drawers and I've got like pictures of my nephews and nieces, and he picks up one of the pictures. He goes, either you guys got kids, right? And my best mate, he doesn't have a kid, goes, 5-year-old boy. And I thought, I'm laying on the ground bleeding. They're going to kill me now. I'm the one they're going to kill.
Yeah, because he's got kids.
No, it's my kid. My kid.
Lying.
Yeah, so I went, 4-year-old girl, and then we tried to trump each other, right? And I swear to God,
I'm pregnant.
Yeah, my mate goes, my one's retarded.
No way.
I kid you not.
And the guys with the machete going,
Why did he cut your head? How did that happen?
What happened was, I've also got a scar on top of my finger. And there was one guy who was really sadistic with a machete. It was like a sugar cane cutting one, like a big curved sort of 2 foot 2 inch thing. And they tied me up head to feet. And then my mate sort of made a bit of a sort of a lunge at him, trying to fucking, trying to fix. My mate made a bit of a lunge at him, trying to fix all the problem and all that type of stuff. So the guy said, "Don't do that again," and sliced the side of my head, right? And then blood was pumping out of my head just into like a puddle in front of me, and I'm tied up. And you think you'd be really nervous, but under that much pressure, the human brain just leaves. Like, literally, my head was just going, da, 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 da. Right? I was like, nothing had happened at all. My girlfriend's crying under the thing, and then he tied me up with the power cord from my girlfriend's hair straighteners. And then when they cut me free, she didn't cry when they said they were going to rape her, right? But when she saw that power cord was cut, she was upset. She was like, you can only get this brand in America. I had to order away for these. I swear to God, this story is true. I'm not making this up.
How they said they were going to rape her and they just left?
They were doing it more to taunt us why they were in the house. I don't think they ever really were, but the cops just want to slap as much on them.
Wow.
Good.
Good.
Machete. Good.
So you need guns in your house.
Yeah.
Ant's a big fan of
it.
The
thing is, the first thing I knew, I'm sitting in my living room chair, and then the guy comes through the window on the second story. And
no alarm?
No, well, the second story was open. We were in the house.
No alarm?
Yeah, but you don't have an alarm on while you're walking through your house.
Of course you do.
Oh, well, I didn't.
No guns?
Right? No guns.
Everywhere?
No. So the guy puts the machine. I was just sitting around in my underwear. He's there with the knife to my throat going, get me your car keys, get me your car keys. And I'm like, look, man, every morning it takes me a little while to find them. Like, you know, when there's a machete to my throat. Let me rummage for a moment.
Yeah, my grandparents live in Mexico City.
My wife and I, we've been married for about 9 years now, so we're almost done. And after 9 years and 2 kids, you start looking at each other like, no, I'm not gonna just keep doing this. Who would do that? We went to therapy for a while, and the therapist was like, one day he goes, you should go on a date. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going. I did go on a date with my wife, and I don't think I'm going to call her again. It wasn't really fun. Some things do get easier as you've been married for a while. You start to understand each other better, and you start looking at yourself more. You spend a lot of your marriage looking at the other person and trying to change them or figure them out. And then you start realizing what you're bringing to the table, and you blame them less for shit, you know? Like, my wife will never fuck me again. I know that now. But I just feel differently about it. I used to get mad. I used to be like, she hasn't fucked me in months. How could she do that to me? Now I look at myself, and I'm like, how did she fuck me for years? She fucked me for years. She couldn't possibly have enjoyed most of those fucks. Which means she took about 500 for the team. You gotta respect that shit. I think it's hard for women to have sex if they don't feel like it. It's not a skill they have generally. Men have it, that's just different. We have different sexual skills. Men can fuck whatever, we don't care. We'll fuck you if we don't like you, everybody knows that. But we'll fuck you even if we don't feel like fucking you. Even if we're not hard. Like, I'll fuck you, give me a second, I'll find a way. We don't care. We'll fuck at things. We'll fuck a rusty keyhole nailed to a donkey's ass. We don't give a shit. We are jizz on demand. We just we don't care. Women have another skill, which is that they can decide whether or not to have sex with their minds, which is amazing to me. A woman can decide not to fuck in the middle of fucking. That is so weird to me that they can just stop because of some other shit that distracted them. If I'm fucking you, you could show me a picture of you cutting my mom's head off. And I'll be like, whoa. As soon as I come, we're going to have a talk about that picture. That's really...
The tweets about Louis.
Yes.
That was...
Who?
Louis Katz? Can you? I literally didn't know about it until the next day because I've taken Twitter off my phone, and I saw
too.
one.
Have you?
Were you getting flack for that, or can you walk us through like just what happened there with your thinking? Was it?
Well, I think we all want Louis to talk about what he's going through in a way that is, inward searching, lets us know what he makes of it all, because there's so much to say about it. And that's, when someone says, I'm going to go away and try to think about this. I didn't look at it in the right way before. So when they return and they don't say a word about it, that's kind of weird, because that's what we were hoping that you would do is say, hey, I kind of get it now. I'm trying to do right by these people. I'm trying to evolve as a person. So he's not saying that at all. He's just punching down at, kids who got shot at or whose friends died. And you go, what's your angle here if you're making fun of trans people? And I just thought to myself, I know we all talk about everything. You do it all the time. I've never watched you and thought like, oh God, but if you're the guy trying to say to the world, I hurt people and I get it. I get it. Your comeback material shouldn't be mocking kids whose friends were murdered. We all looked up to him. He inspired us. He pushed us to work harder. He pushed us to think deeper. He represented something to people. And so when you come back from hurting people and what you're talking about on stage just hurts other people, we're allowed to say publicly,
oh, he's still hurting.
This is kind of, we're allowed to, I mean, he doesn't have a right to not be criticized. It's not like he's in a bubble and we're supposed to be secretive about his act. He's on a public stage. He's getting paid. And so the opposite could be that you go, well, I'm just not going to say anything. But somewhere out there, and I know this is something that like a lot of comedians don't care about, somewhere out there are kids whose friends are dead and they're trying to get over it. And this guy they probably used to really look up to saying, you're not interesting. And it's helpful to them for someone to go, you know what? That I don't agree with what he's saying. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Louis should keep working on his act, but that crowd is kissing his ass so hard, and so much of that material is so weak and from such a demented point of view that why shouldn't he hear from certain people like, hey, Louis, you're kind of out of tune right now, and maybe it helps Louis for somebody other than that crowd to go. And so it's not abstract. You're talking comedy theory. There are people. This isn't like like a vague joke. He's talking about people whose names we know. We know Cameron and David and Emma. We know who they are. So give them a break. At some point, I choose being a human being over like comedy theory. We could talk about everything. We're working on shit. Maybe tomorrow the bit will get better. That's fine. But those kids are reading all about this guy they probably looked up to.
Sure, but that's not his responsibility.
You know what? I got your back on this. I want you guys to get better.
So what other jokes should people like this? Now you're getting into an area of, because of course it was a real tragedy. No one's denying it was horrible or that it was disgusting what happened or the gun violence. Yeah, that's all very accurate. But I know people that have put guns in their own mouths. So should I not make fun of suicide? When you do a joke, you're only worried about the people who might be affected by the joke. Well, that narrows our corridor a lot.
But should I tweet, hey guys, I think Louis is going to adjust his angle, so don't worry about the fact that even though you almost died, he says you're uninteresting.
No. But let me ask you, when you do a movie, and I know you improv a lot in film, you like, which is great because you allow people to improv.
Sure.
Would you want all of those dailies released as the finished product? Like, for instance, I'm sure people have said things, whether it was on the set or in a film, improving, because you allow that were tasteless or that were rude or that didn't work in the scene. Would you want all that to come out and have your final product judged on these moments that may or may not have made the final cut? This is a work in progress.
I know. But you could say that forever. We all work on our acts for a decade. But he is in a public place. He is being paid.
But that's why I don't think it's about the material.
But it was illegally uploaded. It was not meant to be for public. It was meant for that audience.
I mean, John Legend is distancing himself from me and buying more Christmas sweaters in the middle of spring also. So I'm not saying that, they're making the right decisions. She's being influenced. But I guarantee you what's not finna happen, we not finna see her in one of them John Legend Christmas sweaters no time soon.
But do you talk to her? Are you still in touch with each other?
Wait a second, don't you think it's like funny to like make a joke out of stuff sometimes? Don't you think like God has a sense of humor?
Of course.
But watch this. God, when I got married, I bought this house. I did this tour and spent all the money I had on this house to like surprise Kim and give her this house that she wanted, that Lisa Marie Presley used to own. And then I got the house, and then I put all this money into renovation. And then there goes the neighborhood. Drake moves down the street 5 blocks. And that's when I knew God was funny. But watch, this is where God is even funnier. Here goes like Louis C.K. part 2 level, because Louis C.K. is the funniest man alive. Uncancel him now, right? So and he was funnier before he's canceled because all he would do is type of jokes that you'd get.
Well,
My favorite sex position. My favorite sexual position is reverse cowgirl, but I'm on top. Are you picturing it? It's good. It's really good. Nobody gets pregnant. It's a lot of fun. I'm trying to learn things about myself. I got a scale for my bathroom. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just interested in the data. And I did learn something. I learned this because I weigh myself every night before I go to bed. And then I also weigh myself in the morning when I get up. And here's what I learned. I weigh 2 pounds less every morning than when I went to bed. And I found out why. It's because I shit in my bed every night. I do. It's like a full 2-pound dump in bed. And then I turn out the lights and I go to sleep. Because I don't want to sleep alone. Your needs change when you get older. At my age, a big pile of shit's as good as anybody. Sit down, we're just starting. There's no opening act. Fuck it, let's start. Let's just start. Get your seats. Get your beers, everybody. Go ahead. Sit down. Kill the house lights. Let's just start. Let's just start a show. There's no point in screwing around. I'll do all the announcements that you would have heard. Please turn off your cell phones. I mean, you can take pictures, but turn off the flash. That's stupid because it's not. You know, like when you're watching the World Series and there's all like that, like your flash is lighting Yankee Stadium. Just leave your flash off. If you have, don't yell out during the show. If you have something you want to say to me, totally. This is what we do. We write it down, and then you go outside in the lobby, and then you go home and you kill yourself because. That's selfish. This is a rhetorical performance. It's got nothing to do with you. Don't text or Twitter during the show. Just live your life. Don't keep telling people what you're doing. Just because also, it lights up your big dumb face. It lights it up. I see this beautiful sea of darkness within just one guy. So don't do that. What else? No Jews. I think they said that earlier, but they told me I have to say it. Jews aren't allowed. If you're Jewish, this is a good time to go. If you see somebody kind of Jewy looking, then please tell an usher, and they will. Sir, come on. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Hi. It's nice to see you. It's nice. Let's talk about some shit. I always want to start conversations that way. Just get right to the talking. Let's talk about some shit. It's always disappointing to me when people talk about the weather, because that means you didn't really want to talk about anything. You know, like I was in my elevator today. I got in my elevator, and one of my neighbors got on. I don't know his name. I'll die not knowing his name. But, we're on the elevator, so we look at each other, and there's that moment, and there's always that moment where, like, maybe something could happen. There's a little potential in that moment, and you wait and you go, it's cold. Fuck, nothing happened. Like, you cop out. And you just say meaningless shit. You have a competition of how stupid you can be. Oh, I can't believe 8 months ago it was 50 degrees out. But what if you didn't do that? What if you didn't cop out? What if you just let the moment linger? Don't go to the weather and just maybe you could have a real moment. You just stand there, look at each other. I haven't talked to my dad in 8 years. So much ice cream in the house, and I never give it to him. It's mine. I wait till they're sleeping and I eat it in their room in the dark over their beds. And also, I'm a divorced dad, so when I'm with my kids, it's just me and 2 little girls. And that's a challenge. There's certain things like we're in the airport the other day, was taking my kids somewhere in New York, and they had to go to the bathroom. Now, when kids have to go to the bathroom, you don't get much warning. They don't go, hey, Dad, I kind of have to go. Should we start looking for a place? They just go, I'm going to poop in my pants in T-5, 4, 3, and it's over. So you got to find a place. Now, take yourself through that logically. I'm a man. I've got 2 little girls. I'm not allowed in the ladies' room. I mean, not me personally. I didn't get banned. I can't go in the ladies' room because I got a big old penis. So I just can't go in. I'm not bragging that it's not big like porny, thrusty penis. It's just big like an old man's nose. Just kind of like, just kind of droop, you know, like a lava lamp, just bloop. It's big in an upsetting way. You don't ever look at my penis. It's awful. Also, I'm not allowed in the ladies' room because I love looking at people's vaginas anytime that I have that opportunity. You know, it's amazing that we still need separate rooms to pee in. As human beings, men are so disgusting that we can't be trusted to pee in the same room. So I have to take my girls to the men's room, which is awesome. Look, girls, 9 penises. 9 farting men shaking the pee off their big old penises. So I got to push them past that, and then we go in the stall. So I'm in the bathroom, airport stall with 2 little girls, all our luggage. There's a guy right here. Right here. There's a guy here. This dude, I can see his foot. He's trying to get leverage to harder. Like, he's struggling. And we can hear him. We're sharing this moment with him. He's like, oh, he's struggling. Like he's giving birth in the 1800s with no midwife, just in a barn. Just an old country whore dropping another baby in the hay. This is what this sounded like. And when he broke loose, it sounded like soup cans and pennies being shook out of an old duffel bag. And he's this close to my beautiful daughter's little tiny face, who, by the way, is shitting her brains out. This kid is no princess. She is cracking pipes. So she goes, then the other one, then it's my turn. I'm peeing. I'm trying not to fart in her faces. It's a challenge. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't easy. But I love my girls. I'm trying to stay in shape. No, I'm not. I have a doctor who told me that I eat too fast. He said you should eat slowly. Because what happens is when you eat, there's a signal that goes from your stomach to your brain that says you're full. But it takes that signal 20 minutes to travel from your stomach. First of all, what a douchebag my body is. That it takes 20... What's taking 20 minutes? If I stub my toe, I know it instantly. And that's twice the distance. What's taking this signal 20 minutes? It's like, hey, Tit, what's up? What are you doing over here? My Tit's like, dude, get up there. We're getting fat. Hurry up. Ooh, excuse me. You know, hey, asshole, what are you doing? All right, I've disgusted you enough. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Louis C.K. Don't go nowhere. We're back with one of my favorite comedians who just had the best set that any comedian has done on Lopez Tonight, Louis C.K. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here on the 100th show.
You're one of my favorites, too. I mean, of all time. I think you're one of the greats of all time. I'm serious, man.
And we've been friends a long time, but we've never formally hung out.
No. Yeah.
Because you live in New York.
That's right.
And I live here.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to New York this weekend.
Oh, good.
But when you're out here, do you like being out here?
No, I hate it. I hate it. It's just a different... I think the thing about New York, people think that people are rude there. You know, and they're friendly in a different way. Like a New Yorker will hold the door for you, but you got to get through the door. Like You have like 2 seconds before the nice gesture becomes hatred, like seething hatred. You're like, go ahead. Go! All right, jeez. I'm in a hurry. I wasn't before. I wasn't even going in that building, but I guess I have to. If you're making me. But people are used to being with each other. The thing about LA is that people are all in their cars, and they don't think about the people in the other cars as human beings sometimes. And things get people honk all the time here. And I really believe this, George, that if you own a car and you ever honked your horn once, you're a piece of shit. I really believe that. There's no legitimate reason to honk a horn. It's only selfish. It's supposed to be for safety, but what's that story that ends with, and then he honked his horn and everyone was saved? Like, what is that story? I think the idea in our heads is you'll be driving and a kid will run out in front of you, so you'll honk and then kill him. That's what would happen if you chose to spend your time beep. Well, he's dead now. At least he died in fear instead of joyful play. I got to announce his death with a horn. But no, the reason people honk is to critique that has already happened.
What do you mean? Like what? Like what?
Well, it's not to avert, it's just to go beep, hey. Like, why do you get to sound a trumpet because you're unhappy? Why does everybody beep? You shouldn't. It's no different than being in a store and someone gets in front of you and you just go, It's stupid. The other reason people honk is because they just don't want to wait. You're sitting in your car, You're sitting behind another car, the light turns green, and because he doesn't have your central nervous system. You go, bah! And I don't mean to accuse because I honk at everybody.
And there's no...
I do. I honk at people on the sidewalk for being ugly. I'm the worst. Beep, stay home, it's gross. So I'm worse than anybody else.
But tell everybody the story about how you almost got killed driving, but not in an accident. Just tell.
No, I almost got murdered by a young fellow. I was driving. I was living here at the time, and I was driving really fast. I was speeding because I was in a hurry. So I was making other people almost die because my bad judgment. So I'm driving, and then I realize there's a car next to me who's driving fast. It's a kid, like 19 years old, in a green Honda that he made at his house. You know those cars? I do. He's got spiky hair. And he keeps, so I'm like, good, I don't care. Let's both get to my show on time. I'm fine. He thinks we're racing. I'm not racing. But so we get to the next red light, and he's looking at me, and he's going, woo, like this. And I go, what happened to your hand? Like, I don't understand I don't know what that means. If other people don't know the thing, it doesn't scare them. He's like, whoa, and I'm like, I don't know it. So he goes, I said to him, listen, I'm not trying to go fast relative to you. I just have my own independent reason for my speed. And he got angry at all the words and everything. And he pulled out a gun and he pointed it at me. So I go through the red light. And he does too. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking, oh, he's trying to kill me, but he's not going to go through a red light, you know? I'm sure he's thinking ahead to how that's going to hurt his insurance premiums in the long run. So now I'm in a car chase in LA. I'm being chased, and it doesn't feel like a car chase. It's a beautiful day. I'm listening to Simon and Garfunkel on my radio. Being chased. I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I've wondered. So I call 911 on my cell phone, and I go, there's a guy chasing me with a gun, and he's trying to kill me. That's what I said. And the lady goes, why is he doing that? I swear to God, why is he doing that? I'm like, is there a reason he could have that you would not send anyone to help me? Like, if I tell her the story... Like, I'm going to tell her the story, and she's going to go, it sounds like you made a mess for yourself. We're not going to get involved. So I did the same thing anytime I call a company and I don't like what. You hang up, you call again.
Right. You get another person.
Get another person. So I get another guy. He goes, 911, what's your emergency? And I tell him, and helicopters show up right away. I guess I just sound white enough to call in an airstrike. I'm nervous.
You are fantastic. Hey, if you ever seen Louis C.K. live, you have to see him live. Until then, watch Louis C.K.'s sitcom Louis, premiering June 29th at 11 o'clock on FX. My favorite comedian, Louis C.K. We'll be right back.
It was amazing.
And Chappelle's shows, did you do any of his
I
shows?
did all of them in Austin. We did them all together at Stubbs Amphitheater.
That's right. Well, he invited me out to
Yellow Springs.
Yellow Springs. And besides being in his world, which is wild, you know, Chappelle land, being able to do shows there in this cornfield, you know, and other comedians are just, last time I saw Bob Saget, I got to see him one more time. And we were all together again, and, you know, it was really something. It was great.
Yeah, there was something special. The shows that we did in Stubbs, like Dave called me up and he said, "Hey, let's do comedy." You know, and it's like, let's just test everybody. It'll cost a lot of money and take a lot of time, but it'll be a lot of fun. And we did it, and they were some of the most magical moments ever, because while we were there, we were like, oh, I can't believe we're doing this. This is really happening.
Yes. I really didn't think it would happen, at least for a very long time. And there I am with Dave and Michelle Wolf, and we're talking jokes.
Yeah.
And Dave would just host the shows and just be really like a comedy club host, like talking to the crowd and just doing silly bits. I loved watching him. And then we'd all go to his crazy barn and just everybody would dance, and it was nuts. It was crazy.
Nah, he's doing it right. Yeah. He's an unusual person in the greatest sense ever.
I had this one moment of Chappelle that tells me like who he is inside, deep inside. You know, he's a public guy and he's had a varied and complex life, but this is who he is to me. I was after one of the shows in Yellow Spring. He has like this, you know, a big, like his own little nightclub with a DJ station and a bar, and everybody went there afterwards. And they're playing really loud music. It's mostly black people, and me and Noam, who owns the Comedy Cellar, were sort of standing. We were the two wallflowers, kind of just watching, you know. And these guys, they're in a mob, just dancing to all kinds of music. Nirvana at one point, old hip hop, new, you know, weird Alanis Morissette, just anything.
Yeah.
And they're dancing, and I look at Chappelle, and he's got his kind of half-lidded, he's smoking and red eyes, and he's watching. And at one point, he just went into the middle of the crowd of people, and he just started pushing them like this. And he made a circle. He just gently shoved people, and he made them clear a circle. And then there was a lot of kids around, and there was this little black girl with really skinny, this little skinny girl, and he just took her by the hand and put her in the middle of the circle, and then he backed off, and then she started dancing and everyone went wild and just watched her do this. He saw this. I watched him decide this. I'm going to make this space. I'm going to put this little black girl in it. And then he just backed off, and he just sort of pleased at what he created. It was an unbelievable moment.
He's the guy who taught me to listen to music before you go on stage. He has a playlist that he plays, and he would always bring these big JBL boom boxes with him everywhere. And I started bringing one on the road with me, too, because it sets a tone for, like, the green room. But when we were doing these shows at Stubbs, he was listening to this one Nina Simone track, and he would listen to it over and over.
What was it? Do you know what the song was?
I wish I could remember, but we were blasted. We were out of our minds. We were so stoned and so drunk. But it was just to see him take in this art, to see him take in this Nina Simone song. And he had like his eyes closed and is like smoking a cigarette, and you know, and he would go, "Hold on, let's listen to this one part right here. Let's just one part," and he'd like play it again, like, "Oh man."
Yeah, he's a great appreciator of life.
Now he loves art too. He's he has a deep respect for people's creations. You know, like like to the bone. Like he really loves it. Really loves doing it. You know, really loves creating it, really loves listening to it. It's like he's doing it right. He's doing it right. And he's doing it in his own vibe. You know, he's got his own sort of space that he's created, his own vibration.
That's a hard thing to have right now. So,
yeah.
You know,
well, he's another one. He doesn't listen to shit. He's not reading social media. He doesn't have anything on his phone. He doesn't, nothing. You know?
Louis C.K. and Doug Stanhope in an episode of Louis C.K.'s FX series, Louis. Have you been in that position where somebody's told you that they want to kill themselves, and you have to decide, what are you supposed to do with that?
Well, it's a scary thing to ponder, you know. But it's emotional to hear that clip now because, I mean, I wrote that about a lot of comedians I knew coming up. And comedy and show business are very cruel, and they don't have a nice way of saying no or goodbye, you know. And a lot of guys live really tough lives in this racket. And I've known a lot of them and come up with some of them, and some have made it, some haven't. And, you know, the idea of somebody saying to you, look me in the eye and tell me I have a reason to live, it's terrifying to think, what if I fail them in that moment? And Doug Stanhope is somebody I
I've known for a lot of years, not well, but I've always known him. We've traveled the same paths, and I love Doug. I have real affection for him. And, he doesn't take very good care of himself, and he, medicates himself in many different ways. And I've always been scared for him. I've always been afraid that he's going to let himself go and die. And,
So you sent him the script in which he wants to kill himself. How did he react to that?
Well, when I've felt that fear about Doug for a lot of years, and then I look at what he writes on his website, and I've listened to him, and I realize that there's something narcissistic in my fear. You know what I mean? Like, he's taking care of himself, and he's making his choices as a grown-up. And so that was sort of an evolution of thinking for me. But then the reason I guess it's emotional now is because I lost my friend Patrice. Sorry.
No, that's okay. This is the comic who... You want to take a break for a second?
No, it's okay.
Okay, this is the comic
Patrice...
You dedicated your special to him. And
Patrice died of, in a diabetic coma. And he didn't take good care of himself. And there's part of me that is, upset with him for not taking care of himself. Because he took himself away from us. So I guess to me, it's like, it's funny to hear that now and,
Yeah, well, you wrote that before this happened, so...
Yeah.
You certainly weren't thinking about his death.
No, not at all. And, it's just funny because I had such a different perspective on that issue of like someone's not taking care of themselves. Someone's not keeping themselves safe. And what is your role in that? And the anger I feel towards Doug in that scene is the kind of anger I feel about Patrice now that he's gone. So it's interesting to look back on it because the place I took myself in that scene, as I was writing it, I didn't know where it was going. I knew I wanted to stand on that street and have him give me that news. And I didn't know where I wanted it to go. So I started writing to him my argument, why not to kill yourself? And as I was writing it, I realized for this argument to succeed would be really gross. For me to be the guy who gives him the reason to live is so self-serving. And that the fact that I was even attempting it on paper, I was embarrassed alone in a room. And so the way that the path I found to the truth of the scene for me was having Doug be the one to tell me how full of crap I was for trying it. So in other words, as I was sitting there typing, here's why you shouldn't kill yourself, I stopped and said to myself, oh my God, congratulations, you pig. Who do you think you are? And so then I had Doug basically say that. And, Doug is a lot more together than any of the people that I'm asking him to play there. Doug has a real career, and he's a great comedian. He's one of the best. And I didn't know he could act. He's never acted in his life. That's the first thing he ever acted in, really. And I called him and I said, I wrote this thing. It's kind of an amalgam of a lot of guys, and your voice would sound great doing it. Do you want to do it? And he said, I can't act. He told me right away, I can't do it. And I said, I didn't ask you if you can. What I'm asking is, do you want to? And he said, well, yes, I do want to. And I thought, well, that desire will make it work, The crazy thing is that I was so exhausted when we shot that episode. It was one of the last things we shot. I was so strung out. I didn't know any of my lines. I was depressed. I was just really not in good shape. And Doug came so prepared, and he was the best. I'm going to say he's the best actor I had on the season.
You're so popular, you must have so many fans. Do they ask you for strange things?
I don't know. I don't talk to them much. I just I stay home, and I try to hide a lot. I'm not great at being a person who has fans. That's a weird thing. When you meet somebody who's a big fan, it's a weird moment. It's just awkward and strange. Yes, sir.
Last question.
Are you going to have Ron Lynch on the show?
I really should, right? You know who he is? Ron Lynch is a comedian who, when I was starting in Boston, he ran a really weird show called the Comedy Clubhouse, and he was just a very inventive and wonderful act. He's still around today. He has a show every Saturday, I think, at the Steve Allen Theater, and he just does the strangest, most interesting, and there's nobody like him. Anyway, he took a shot on me. I'd never even been on stage. And I just begged him to put me on stage, and he started letting me be on stage and gave me the opportunity and the confidence to become a stand-up comedian. So I owe my
career to that dude. Thanks for asking.
Who is your contemporaries? Would you started with in Boston?
I don't know if there's guys that anyone knows, really.
Yeah.
Tom Dustin, Alvin David, Mike Whitman, they're kind of still there.
Was Patrice still in Boston when you
Patrice was
started?
gone, Bobby
Oh.
was gone, Dane was gone. I started in 2000, but all those guys were there. It's still all the same. Like, we all have the exact same starting out stories, but I started 15 years after you guys. It's so funny. It's like a lot of the same rooms, the same guys, Donovan, Tony V. And then I met Nick in Boston, but opening for him at the Comedy Connection. I went on the road with him for years. And it was the same thing. We had all the same stories. It's really fascinating.
How that place stayed the same long enough to foster. I mean, those guys sort of created all the comics that came from there.
Sure, Burr,
Yes,
Patrice,
who to me is one of the greatest of all time.
Sure.
For sure.
Patrice is by far, he owns a part of comedy that nobody else can touch.
Yes.
There's other people that have like categories where they're number 1 or 2 in the bench,
Yeah.
but he's the only fucking guy who ever did that. And he was just about to get even better, and he was already just, he would now be just everything.
Oh my God, he would
Everything.
be if Patrice had a podcast, it'd be the greatest podcast ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
He would have been the king.
He's missed.
But those guys, Lenny, Gavin, even crazy guys like Teddy Bergeron, all these guys were just so good, and they had this Godfather. They're like a big giant multi-headed Godfather.
Yeah.
And Dane and Robert came up after we did, and Joe, and Nick came up under those guys, learned from those guys, looked up to Lenny Clark was his idol. There's nobody more important in the world to Nick than Lenny Clark, and Lenny's still there. And not everybody's meant to be a TV star in this thing, but the way they've looked after that local scene, like a folk scene, it's like if Dylan and Joni Mitchell, all those people stayed in the clubs in the Village and just kept being an example. They're like teachers.
Yeah.
That's really rare. It's a rare thing. We're really lucky to have that.
Well, it's a rare thing, and that place celebrates comedy. Like Boston comedy is like, it's very important to people that live in Boston.
You are a comedic powerhouse. What do you think that Robin Williams gave to your career?
Well, he was my friend. I loved Robin very much, and I grew up watching him, and he was somebody who worked so hard at it and was just explosive with energy, and so he was a beacon when I was a kid, And then he reached out to me a few years ago because he loved my show, and he just wrote me an email. I didn't know him before, and said that he really loved it. And then we met in San Francisco, and